It feels like just 2 minutes ago, Newcastle fans were stood up there outside of St James's Park celebrating a takeover. And ever since then, fan interaction, fan engagement and the want for a ticket to sit inside that stadium and watch a game has been at an all-time high. So attention's turned to options on expanding the current stadium or potentially even moving to a new stadium. Well, the Newcastle owners have confirmed they have no plans on leaving St James's Park. No plans on leaving our cathedral on the hill. So you go back to the options on expanding and extensions, and a few months ago, Newcastle bought back the Strawberry Place land, the land right outside of the Gallagher, and surely that was the number one option on extending that stadium. Well, no. Reports this morning claim it's a different stand that's actually the priority for the Newcastle owners. Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video on this boiling hot day in Newcastle. It's not even that sunny, but it is so hot. So I hope you guys are enjoying the weekend. Down here at St James's Park, had a quick look in the club shop. It's heaving. It's still heaving. The shirts got released weeks ago, and it is still so busy down there. The want and love for this club right now is through the roof. And that is why the conversation of expansion, extension of St James's Park is such a hot topic right now. And in a report as released this morning by The Times, they are claiming that what a lot of us thought was probably the number one option for extending St James's Park would be the Gallagher end over the road into the Strawberry Place. As I mentioned earlier on, the owners bought that land back very recently, and as it happens, are turning it into a fan zone, which I am quite excited about. That's something that I've talked about quite a lot in my videos, so I am excited about that. I cannot wait to do a little bit more on that fan zone, cannot wait to see what it's like. But I do also partly feel like the reason the fan zone is being built in the Strawberry Place land is probably the same reason why the Gallagher expansion is no longer the number one priority. And if we can't extend, we may as well put a fan zone in it, you know? And we already know the issues. One of them is right here. It's that road down there, the road that literally runs straight from the RVI through into the city centre. It's the fact that there's a metro line literally underneath that road as well. So to expand with a very, very heavy, big stadium on top of hollow ground underneath isn't possibly the greatest idea. We know there are options. We actually saw Atletico Madrid do their stadium expansion over a road that would allow cars to drive through. And I still think it's a possibility. I still think it's something that Newcastle will do in the future, especially if we are planning to stay at St James's Park for a very long time, if not forever. They really do need to eventually get that stand extended. But I think the owners are juggling a lot of plates right now. There's a lot going on, and that is going to be tough. It's going to take a lot of time. Let's put the fan zone in for a couple of years while we work it out. How do we do this? And if that's not going to happen in terms of extension, can we look elsewhere? And that's the thing. As reported this morning by The Times, it's actually the stand around the corner that is in fact the stand that they believe might be the easiest, or it may now be the number one priority to expand the stadium. And there it is, St James's Park East Stand, which, according to The Times, has emerged as a better option than the Gallagher for expansion, extension, getting more people in some seats inside of St James's Park. And it's said that it is now under serious discussions with the owners and are looking at it as the better option thanks to advancements in emerging technologies and architecture. Could the East Stand, in fact, be a simpler or easier way to extend St James's Park? Well, that is what the Times are reporting today, that is what the owners are looking into. But it's not to say that we don't have the issues over on this side as well, because you can see on my right-hand side, or left on the screen, I'm not sure, there is a whole load of listed buildings right next to St James's Park on the east side. In fact, these buildings were here before a football even got kicked at St James's Park. That's how long they have been there. I remember there was reports some time ago that when Freddie Shepherd was the owner, that he actually looked into trying to airlift them out of here and plonk them somewhere else. But basically that is, it's not possible. And the reality of being able to knock those buildings down is just not going to happen. They aren't going to allow it. So what can we do? Well, you may have seen this online. There's been a few images kind of floated about, because the thing is, really, The issue with extending the east stand over here is blocking light, would be to block light to these buildings. You can see here I'm getting plenty of lovely sunshine over on the east stand. I should have covered in the video, started it over here. But yeah, so that's the big thing. It's not necessarily like encroachment on the building. Obviously, we have a road that runs down here as well, so we'll need to continually allow access. But if you were to build up in some way that could still allow light through, could still leave enough room for a road, could that be the better option? Which I think is great news, to be honest. We've spoken about the fact that the Gallagher end was going to be tough. They were putting a fan zone in. Then people are saying, well, the fan zone sounds great, but how long is the fan zone going to be there? Is that going to delay the options of expanding the stadium? Well, it looks like the fan zone's gone in and they've looked at a different option, which is the east stand. Now, it's not to say that that will happen overnight. I think it will still take some time, but it's good to know that Newcastle are working on it and the owners are actively trying, you know, to build this stadium up and get a few more fans in a few seats. So, realistically, when can we maybe expect to see some of those extra seats inside St James's Park? Well, it's going to be a while, isn't it? As much as I'd love to stand here and say, yes, things will be ready and building work will start straight away, no. It's going to take quite some time, as I've mentioned already, whether it would be the Gallagher end, working out how to build over the road, how to build on unstable land, or whether it's the east stand, being able to know how far can you move it back, how high can you build it without stopping the sunlight from hitting the houses. There's so much to it. I think that the main thing to take from all of this is that it's on the list. Newcastle owners are juggling lots right now. They're juggling tickets. The tickets have coming out. It's Champions League this season. They're trying to put in some new hospitality stuff in the stadium at the moment as well. They're trying to put in safe standing. They're trying to now add a fan zone. There is so much going on, and even if we had an architect who's been in, had a look around, drawn up the plans and gone, here you go, which I think, to be honest, could alone take a year, if not longer. They aren't going to start building right now. The season's coming around. We can't get people in the stadium as it is. The last thing we need is closing a whole stand. So that's when do you do it? At the start of a summer? Is there a way we can do one part of the extension at a time across the stand, so it's not the whole stand is out of action for, you know, months while it's getting done? So there's a lot of factors at play. I think it's just exciting to know that there are options, they are looking into them, and that hopefully we can build this stadium up a little bit bigger and get a few more fans in. As I've said, I think fair enough, the east stand might be the #1 option now as potentially the easiest option, but I still think that we'll come back for the Gallagher. I think that will happen. It's just about priorities and, you know, getting the easier stuff done first and then coming back and working on the harder stuff later. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, drop a like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. As I've said, I'm glad I came around to this side of the stadium. It's way nicer over here. But thank you for watching. Drop a like, as I've said already. If you are still watching this video now and you have enjoyed what you've watched, hit that big red button. It's free. If you subscribe to the channel, it's totally free. It costs you nothing, but it helps me. It helps the channel grow. It helps more people see these videos, and it allows me to come out and do them a little bit more often as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hit the button. Let me know your thoughts down below on the fan zone, the expansion, the east stand. Yeah, how do you feel about all of that? And are you one of those people who can't get a ticket and is desperate for them to make it that little bit bigger so that you can maybe get one? All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.